we will break down the complicated topic of NOC transitioning into the TEER system. And I promise by the end of this video, you will not only understand how NOC works, whether or not changes in this system will impact Canadian immigration, but will also be able to build your NOC from scratch. I will also be describing the tier levels, underlining important differences from the present version. If you want to skip them, please do so via the video chapters in the description. So let's begin.
Hi, I am Kshitij.
And I'm Sonali.
We are a young Indian couple determined to move to Canada.
We started our PR journey in 2021, extensively researching the immigration process.
In this series, we study all news and updates related to Canadian immigration and present them exclusively for you on this channel. If you want to move to Canada, the only thing you need to do is subscribe to our channel and never miss an update on Canadian immigration.
So let's begin our PR journey.
We will start our journey by understanding that what is NOC. It is the National Occupational Classification developed by Statistics Canada (STC) in conjugation with Employment and Social Development Canada (ESDC). It's a numerical code used by statisticians, labor market analysts, career counselors, employers, job seekers, and finally immigration, that is IRCC. The point I want to make is NOC serves a much bigger role in the Canadian economy and immigration is just a small component of it. Since the economy keeps changing, the government talks to all agencies using NOC codes and revisit the classification every 10 years. The present version of NOC was made in 2011 and revised in 2016. So it is known as NOC 2016 version 1.3. Now that we are in 2021, precisely 10 years after the 2011 NOC, Canada has introduced a new system, that is 2021 version 1.0. to update the classification. We will break down 2016 version 1.3 NOC code and then compare it with the latest version to see what changes are proposed and understand it with a practical example. I will be using my NOC code to demonstrate the differences, that is for dentists. Building blocks of NOC in the present version, that is 2016, is training and education, and hence may not necessarily equate to skills since they don't take experience and responsibilities into account. Therefore, the government did just that and added experience and responsibility into the existing code, redesigning it as TEER, that is TEER, which will now stand for training, education, experience, and responsibilities. The first digit in both versions remains unchanged as the occupational categorization. Hence, for the code of dentist, which comes under the health occupations, the first digit would be 3. The second digit is very important in the process of immigration and corresponds to the skill level. Skill level A and B would qualify for FSW and CEC, while C and D would not. So, second digit from 0 to 3 would be skill level A and B. Skill level A, that is 0 or 1, would equate to having a university degree. Skill level B, that is 2 or 3, would equate to 3 to 4 years of secondary school or 2 to 3 years of college or 2 to 5 years of apprenticeship or greater than 2 years of on-job training, and finally safety and supervisory jobs. Skill level C, that is 4 or 5, would be short duration courses or less than 2 years of on-job training. Skill level D, that is 6 or 7, would be short duration on-job training and no formal education. So, for our practical example, since a job of a dentist requires a university education, my second digit would be 1. If we look at the tier system for the second digit, tier 0 would be management, tier 1 would equate to skill levels A and it requires completion of a university degree or previous experience in a tier 2 job. Now, this is the major change they have added, that if you gain sufficient experience in your current tier level, you can be upgraded to the next one. However, they did not mention how many years are required and we may get updates on this in the future. Similarly, tier 2 would equate with skill level B, that is 2 to 3 years of college or 2 to 5 years of apprenticeship or occupation with supervisory and safety positions like firefighters, or several years of experience in Tier 3. They have removed 3 to 4 years of secondary school education altogether. Tier 3 is not broken down from Skill B but a totally new addition. As opposed to Skill Level B, which requires 2 to 3 years of college education, this category requires less than 2 years of college. As opposed to 2 to 5 years of apprenticeship in Skill Level B, this category requires less than 2 years of apprenticeship. As opposed to 2 years of on-job training in Skill Level B, this category will require more than 6 months of on-job training, which somewhat is similar to Skill Level C, and finally several years of experience in Tier 4. Tier 4 requires completion of secondary school or several weeks of on-job training or experience in Tier 5. This category equates to no previous skill level. Tier 5 equates to Skill Level D with the same definition, that is short work demonstration or no formal education. So when people say the only change in tier system is to Skill Level B, that is Skill Level B is breaking up into two categories, that is Tier 2 and Tier 3, and Skill Level C equates to Tier Level 4. That is a complete oversimplification and incorrect, while in reality they have made two new tier levels, that is Level 3 and Level 4, and also added a provision of upgrading a tier level to the upper one if you gain several years of experience. After understanding the second digit of the NOC code, which would equate to your education in version 2016 and education plus experience in version 2021, we can now move forward with our practical example and say that the second digit would be 1 for me, since the job of a dentist requires a university education. Now, after getting the first two digits of your NOC code, the number you would get would be your major group. This is a very important number and would be used in the matrix to understand your NOC code. Well, not that matrix, this matrix. Hence, for the health occupation, we have four major groups. 3030 equates to professional nursing, 31 equates to professional occupations in health, 32 relates to technical occupations, and 34 equates to assisting occupation. Now, if you open your major group, that is 31 for me, you will then have four minor groups, that is 311 for physicians, dentist, and veterinary, 312, 313, and 314 for the respective professions, as you can see on your screen. The next level, if you go and click on 311, is the unit group. So as you can see, there are 4 unit groups and dentist is the unit group number 3. So the NOC code becomes 3113. Now for the tier system, after deciding your first two digits or your major group, this new system introduces a decimal point and 3 digits after that. The first digit is now known as sub-major group, the second one is the minor group, and the third one is the unit group. They have introduced the sub-major group category into the tier system. For dentist, the sub-major group has now changed to health treating and consultation professionals, and minor group as dentist, optometrist, and audiologist, and finally the unit group as 0. Hence, the new tier would be 31.110. The link to this tool where you can see all sub-major groups, minor groups, and unit groups is in the description below. This is the matrix provided by the government, and you just have to click on your major group. Like for dentist it was 31, you will be directed towards your sub-major group, and so on till you reach your unit group. This matrix is available on the ESDC website, and I have linked it down in the description along with all other tools I used in this video. Now there are a lot of rumors going on that FSW has been suspended due to NOC changes and will resume only after this new system comes into effect. If that were true, they would have stopped CEC draws, as well as the premises of entire PNP category lies upon in-demand NOCs. This statement is completely baseless, and if it was true, they would have also suspended CEC and PNP draws as well, which is not the case. Secondly, it is supposed to get implemented in late 2022, as you can see on your screens published on the ESDC website. since they are still collecting survey and census data. So that does not mean we will not have FSW till the end of 2022, as FSW is not the only category which depends upon NOC, and if they were to halt immigration categories based solely upon implementation of the TEER system, then the entire immigration machinery would come to a pause. I can't say why FSW is not happening, but I can say that this is definitely not the reason. The next point I would like to address is that skill level B splitting up into tier 2 and 3, which is an oversimplification of the changes made. Also, there have been no statement from IRCC that which tier levels would be considered as skilled and included in the express entry system. So I would suggest to build up your NOC code like I did in this video and evaluate whether you fall in tier 2 or tier 3 and wait for some clarification from IRCC. Who knows, maybe they include tier 3 in express entry as skilled. This was a complex process which I tried to break down into the simplest form for you so that you can have a better understanding of this NOC and tier system in total. All the info I have described here is taken from Canadian government websites. I hope now you not only can easily find your tier but also understand what it means. The opinions presented in this video is based upon research and data analysis published on ESTC website. However, it is my interpretation of that data and you are entitled to having your own opinion. If you are an aspirant for Canadian immigration, the only thing you need to do is subscribe to our channel and never miss an update on Canadian immigration. Thanks for watching.